Now, believing in God is more than just pure intellectual. It involves the will as well. Now, some non-believers who are viewing this channel claim that Christians hold on to their beliefs without justification, relying solely on blind faith in the truth of Christianity. They argue that mere belief doesn't necessarily make something true. However, it is important to recognize that non-believers also demonstrate blind faith, placing their trust in the non-existence of God and simply believing that God doesn't exist doesn't make God go away. So I encourage non-believers to consider that their disbelief might not be due to a lack of evidence, but rather a matter of their will. Some resist the belief in God despite evidence. Look at Friedrich Nietzsche. He suggested and he's admitted his disbelief is because of personal preferences rather than available reasoned arguments. So for those who don't believe in the God of the Bible, I invite you to contemplate why you might resist the truth of Christianity. Could it be because accepting Christianity would require significant changes, perhaps in your life, such as adjusting your belief systems or your social circles, your priorities, or even behavior? Perhaps you might fear losing control of your life and perceive that Christianity is perhaps overly restrictive, believing that life would be more enjoyable without such restrictions. For you, I propose this question. If all your significant questions and objections about Christianity, if all these were addressed beyond a reasonable doubt, would you embrace Christianity? Now, if the answer is no, I encourage you to reflect on whether your response stems from intellectual criticism or personal volition. Ultimately, what stands in the way is not evidence, but your own will to disbelieve or to reject. You know, one of the amazing things about the Creator God is that He gives us the freedom to accept or reject the truth. It's like we have this incredible power to choose our path, even if it means to say no to God. That's exactly what makes us who we are. God made us with the ability to decide our destiny. And that's why we are even here on this earth in the first place. And when you think about it, God doesn't force Himself onto us. He gives us a chance to make our own eternal decision, whether we want to accept Him or to reject Him. And He could just show up and say, "Here I am." But He doesn't. Instead, He set up this world with all these signs pointing to His existence. But He's not in our face about it. He's like, hey, the evidence is there if you want to see it and if you want to accept it, but I'm not going to force you to believe. And that's because real love can only be freely given, not forced. He kind of whispers in our hearts, gently drawing us in. It's like God's way of saying, hey, I'm here if you want me, but it's up to you to decide. So we all have a decision to make, don't we? And I pray that you decide to accept Him, the Almighty Creator God. Amen.